he was relentless. A fantastic fight. I was really impressed. One of my most favourite fights so far this year.
He does deserve the rematch. The finishing shot on him was a vicious left body blow.
Okay, guys, welcome back to an episode of Fighters Talk TV. Got my good pal Max. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, it's not bad, Andy. I'm all good. As you at your end?
Yeah, all good. Now, we are separated by 200 miles, and we're going to do a lot more stuff together now, because I've known Max since he was about knee-high to a grasshopper, since he was about, we were about 12, 13. And we're both big boxing fans, and we're going to start to do some weekly shows, hopefully. As if we're not too busy or forget or something like that. We shouldn't be. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the fights over the weekend. What a great weekend, Max. Wasn't it?
Yes. I'll tell you what, I was super impressed with the Cordina fight.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
I'll tell you what, that Russian has got a chin made of iron block, isn't he? Rakimov, sorry.
I'll tell you what, I ain't seen a chin like that for many, many years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just relentless all the way through, from start to finish.
I mean, I know they got, Cordina got a knockdown, didn't he, quite early on? And I when I looked at the knockdown, I thought, was that really a serious knockdown? Because the Russian didn't look like he was phased during it. I mean, he got buzzed a few times, but he did not get back up pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think it did phase him. I think it was this how it was connected. It just took him off his feet. You know, I think as he sort of turned around, he just got clocked, and that was it.
He was sort of dodging out of the way, wasn't he? And he got chinned. It was as if the work time had stopped for him.
No, but then you look at that Cordina, he got rocked, and he had to hold on for a little few seconds and that, but he battled through it, come through, and he put on a show, and it was an exciting fight.
It was a good fight. I was really super impressed with that. And actually, Eddie Hearn sort of won over the crowd towards the end as well, with his sort of, promises of coming back with a fight in the Principality or something like that for Joe Cordina in his next fight, because he's going to start looking for unification bouts, isn't he?
Yeah, and obviously he won the belt again last night.
Second time.
Yes. It's like Eddie keeps his promise with his
Rolex
watch. Eh?
Yeah. Well, as your duty is going to be phoning Matchroom tomorrow, you can ask. Anyway, so I mean, I really like the fight. I mean, Joe Cordina, the only way is up, really, isn't it? Really, I see exciting things for this young man going forward. But I tell you what, don't count out that Russian. I tell you, Rakimov.
Yes, the Russian. It was like a Rocky film. You know what I mean? The Russian was relentless, hard on it, but just got beat just slightly by the better man. That's what I thought.
I mean, one of those judges gave it 5 rounds to that Russian. I mean, to Rakimov. I keep referring to him as a Russian. It's a terrible thing to do, and we do apologise, Rakimov. I already do, but I mean, 5 rounds? I didn't see 5 rounds. I mean, that was.
I think whoever scored that was watching a different fight. And I thought Tony Bellew's scorecard was quite spot on.
Yeah, because he had it level, didn't it? It could have gone either way. And the thing is, like, what I like about Rakimov is the fact that he wore his heart on his sleeve, absolutely crying his eyes out at the end. True champion, that guy, absolutely true. And I don't think that there'll be anyone in this country or anyone in Russia to be disappointed with his performance. I mean,
no, definitely not. I think that perhaps there's a chance for a rematch.
Yeah, I don't think Eddie Hearn liked that idea, though, did he? Because they would sort of go at it again. He said, no, onwards and upwards. And I don't think Eddie Hearn really liked the idea. I mean, to be fair, if you have to pick fights for this guy, one of the last people in the world you want to pick fights with is Rakimov. I mean, he proved to me that, you can pound that man like you've never pounded in a geezer's face before. And he kept coming after him, pretty much similar to the Rocky said, isn't it? After Rocky 1 into Rocky 2, but I mean, he was relentless. A fantastic fight. I was really impressed. One of my most favourite fights so far this year.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, with going back to the rematch, I think if it was one-sided, where Cordina was battering all constantly for them 12 rounds, no, I don't think he deserved a rematch. But they was just toe to toe all the way through it. So I think he does deserve the rematch.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd like to see is perhaps, okay, if they're not going to do it straight away, see Cordina get a couple of more of the belts, and then come back for, come back and have another go, give him another shot, because I think he definitely deserves it on just heart alone. He really was, and I think, somehow I feel really sorry for the guy. I think he done absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, would you have been disappointed if they went draw?
No, I think that they would have probably been quite fair in a way. I'm glad Cordina won, because obviously a fellow Brittany, so he comes from Wales, but I'm glad he won. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been disappointed with the draw. And I think if this fight was anywhere else, if this was in the States, if this was maybe in Russia, if this was maybe even in Saudi Arabia, you could be argued that it possibly would have been given a draw. There was lots. It depends on your point of view as well. I mean, Rakimov was really quite badly injured his right eye quite early on, but the more Cordina pounded on it, the more it seemed to clear. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I think he sort of punched the swelling back in.
So anyway, our big congratulations to Joe Cordina and obviously and his training team over there. Really super impressed, and really looking forward to seeing him out next time. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him again in winter time. Really, give him a little bit of a break, and then back in for a unification fight somewhere in Wales.
Yeah, definitely got to defend his title on home ground, eh?
Well, I don't know if he wants to defend it or whether he's going to go off. I just think this needs to because we'll come on to that in one of our other podcasts about all these belts. Do you know what I mean? We'll come on to another one, but yeah, I mean, I just want to see him out again. Anyway, so let's move on to the next big fight of the night. I mean, I think there was a third one, like Alan Babic was fighting over in Poland, but I haven't actually seen that fight yet, so I'll have to...
Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to see that. I mean, it was like fairly late last night, and I did fall asleep. I won't lie, but
I stayed awake till 2 o'clock, and I set my alarm for 5, and I woke up and I realised, shit, I've missed it. However, I do have the zone, so I rewound it and watched the fight when I opened my eyes by about 15 minutes late. So there you go, folks. It's not that we're not committed to this, but and I've been up ever since, right? So since 5 o'clock this morning with 3 hours sleep, what can only be determined as hanging out my arsehole. Anyway, so let's move on. Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, and we had a chat before that, didn't we? And we talked about we actually fancied Ryan Garcia for that fight.
Yes, I fancy Ryan Garcia on the fact that he's got incredible hand speed. Right, it might not be the hardest puncher in his division, but his hand speed is like phenomenal. And I honestly thought he might do tank on the hand speed alone, but it wasn't to be.
No, where do you think it went wrong? What did he do wrong?
I think like he might have. My opinion only, I think he might have underestimated Tank. And, the finishing shot on him was a vicious left body blow, and he walked away from it, and then he had to kneel down because it was just so punishing. I think that's what underestimates Tank, and that's why he lost, I think.
See, the other thing as well, I think if we could rerun the fight, and if I was standing in his corner, I think I'd be saying to him, get at him, throw that right hand a lot more. We've seen that in a lot more of his fights.
They're both very quick fighters, but I think Garcia was probably a quicker fighter. So you got to be with him in and out all the time, I think, with him.
Do you think he showed Gervonta Davis too much attention? Too much respect? Do you think he showed him that? Do you think he was a bit standoffish?
Yeah, I think he gave him too much respect, and it come unstuck for him. He should have just got in there and done the business, basically. That's how I felt. But again, two brilliant boxers, phenomenal, and the better man did win on the night, I thought.
Yeah, he did, and that was a real liver licker, that one, wasn't it? Really was. I mean, anyone who's actually been in the ring knows that a body shot. I mean, I'd say this a lot. A body shot hurts 4 rounds after, right? And when you get in hit, and it still hurts 4 rounds after, right? So it's a bit of a kicker. And and it surprises me that you don't have many more people like Ricky Hatton used to be, a body shot expert. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Where
yes.
he's taking the punishment.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, like, this goes to show you, it doesn't have to be the power shot on the chin to finish someone.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So after the fight, you know, he gets interviewed and he says he's going to be, you know, he's now the face of boxing. Now, that's really controversial in my eyes. I mean, that's showing a lot of disrespect to a lot of people out there. I'm only going to sort of put my hand up to name a few of them. Now, Alexander Usyk, for me, has got better credentials. And I'll tell you why. He's the undisputed cruiserweight king. He's now holding 3-4 of the belts. Depends how you want to see it. In the heavyweight division, he's just missing the WBC in the Ring Magazine title, which is obviously held by Tyson Fury. He would be my shout on there. You've got Canelo, you've got Lomachenko. You know, you've got some really tasty, you know, fighters, and you can't ignore the girls like Katie Taylor and people like that. Do you know what I mean? And
I'll tell you what, and the girls, like the performances of the night with the women, it was brilliant. I thought the whole night was brilliant. The fights. Absolutely.
I mean, I was really pleased with the weekend's worth of weekend's boxing. I was actually pretty thrilled at it, to be honest, and I can't wait for next weekend. So much. So I got so excited, Max. I mean, look, I've even left a label on my new shirt. Look, see, I've just noticed.
Brilliant.
Anyway, guys, thanks very much for joining us on the latest episode. Really excited by this last weekend's fights. We'll be coming back to you hopefully every Monday with our views and opinions on what's gone on. We've got lots of specials coming up. Also, you know, we're going to have a couple of chats because we chat about this shit all the time. So we may as well sit there and do it on this and give the editors something to do. But anyway, guys, thanks very much for joining us. Cheers, Max.
Right, lovely. And you, Andy.
All right, so we're going to catch up again probably in a few days and recruit for more. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel because I like to get paid. So does Max. Take care, guys.
Brilliant.
Catch you soon.